All right, we're live. Give everybody a minute to get in here. We got some rules. It looks like everyone's setting the stage for rules we have on today's pre-race poll, which is understandable. We had some success last week with this rule, and I guess we're going to try to stick to it again this year. Yeah, who's not going to win? Jacob, what's up? Kendall, yeah, this is going to be exciting. Ross, Big Ross, playing a road game today. Oh, man, road game. So you're not in your office just firing away. It's crazy how many people we have in here every week. The same people. I love it. Blaney is not winning. William Byron is definitely. Yeah, there's some concerns about Byron. Derek, what's going on? Troy, Kyle. One final time, yeah. Oh, hungover. Oof. Yeah. Angry Bell interviews. Yeah, we can talk about that too. Well, what a season. What a season. I got a little bottle of champagne here. There's actually alcohol in this. So, gonna do a little champagne. I want to see, did everyone make money here this year? You know, did everyone make money this season? Ooh. I'm just curious how many people made money this year in NASCAR in the Cup Series. Brian did. I know Jacob did. Big season for Kendall. Who else made money? A lot of reward points. Didn't win a couch. Good season for Tyler. Drake's up big. Cygnus, Kyle, everyone looks like they made money. That's awesome. You know, there's very few, I guess, communities where you can actually like make money by like bouncing ideas off each other, and we've kind of done it successfully. So cheers, everybody. And we got a couple of like, hey, to Bobby Allison. To Stuart Haas Racing, thanks for the good years. To Martin Truex Jr., what a season, or what a career. You know, they say in life you want to play as many infinite games as you can, because finite games end. You know, where, you know, we're betting NASCAR to just try and do it again next year. You know, it's betting NASCAR is just a game that can be played. It can never be won. So, you know, this is probably the first year I didn't have any burnout. Like, I was kind of excited to just do this every day. And there's been years in the past where you get burnt out towards the end of the year. I haven't gotten burnt out. I'm ready to keep doing this. Hopefully we keep doing it next year. It'd be great if we saw a little bit of changes, but ultimately, to this community, thank you very much. Cheers. Collective clink, and taking a pull. Ooh, boozy. All right. Well, I'm gonna get drunk on that. I feel like one drink will get me a little buzzed here. All right. No Canadian accent rubbing off on you. Yeah. All right. Well, let's get into it. Martin Truex Jr. Yeah, new outs next year with Proline. Yeah. Martin Truex Jr. Yes, like, okay. You have playoff drivers. Obviously, all the playoff drivers can win. Okay, that's just kind of inherently, they can all probably win. Okay, even though Reddick didn't look great, I still feel like if he gets out front, he can probably win. Right. So you have playoff drivers that can win, and then you have like non-playoff drivers that we've now seen are capable of winning. Riley Herbst yesterday beat the brakes off of everybody. I did not see that coming. I thought that this was going to be, if there was a non-playoff driver, it'd be the 20 car. I missed on Herbst massively. I cannot believe how bad I missed this amazing car. So let's not do that today. All right. the cars that I think can win that are not playoff drivers, I would put Marty in that category. And yeah, Jacob saw it coming. He texted me, "Hey, do you like 31 to 1 on Herbst?" And I was like, nah, I don't like betting these races. I didn't think he was going to win, but I was wrong. So Truex, I think Truex can win this race. I really do. Here's the problem with Truex. Wasn't he on the pole last week? And wasn't he supposed to be good last week? And he was trash. Like, this is another, yeah, like Ryan said, this is another opportunity to lose money on Truex. You know, this is another opportunity. I think I have nothing on nor against Truex, but man, I wish I had 40 to 1, that pre-practice and qualifying. Man. But do I think he's going to win? I don't know. Truex has like been my kryptonite all season. Whether I bet on him, he loses. If I bet against him, he's great. So I don't know. I think he's going to be great. I'm not betting against him, so he's probably going to be terrible. If you're not betting on Truex, it's a feel-good story. Or if you're betting on Truex, yeah, maybe you're right there. But he was good in practice. Yep. Joey Logano. Well, from a championship perspective, like who is the last driver you want to see qualify it well? Or let's just say he gets to the lead. If you're in this championship hey, you got to go past Joey Logano for the win. Good luck. Good luck. I don't know. He's got that dog in him. You got to go past Joey Logano. Good luck. I don't know what else to say. I thought he fell off a little bit in the long run. He was decent on the short run, but good luck. Good luck passing Logano. He was good on the short run, fell off in the long run. Unlimited fuel, probably. Unlimited fuel. Ross Chastain qualified well, but did not look good in practice, but I think he's going to be great. Can we all agree that Chastain, even though he looked terrible in practice, is going to be good? I mean, but no one's okay. So no one wants the 22 to win. I don't know many Logano fans other than my mom and stepmom. They love Logano. They love him. For whatever reason, they love him. I guess I know why. But that's neither here nor there. It has nothing to do with racing. Everyone's hated Logano forever, and he just goes out there and just silences people. Okay, so Chastain, I actually took Chastain in some matchups, or in one matchup. I just think he's going to race better. He didn't practice well. Ooh, careful. Over 60. Ross Chastain, I just think he's going to be better. Kyle Larson, one of the drivers that could win that's a non-playoff driver. One of the drivers that can win this a non-playoff driver. I thought he was pretty good in practice. I still have him against Hamlin. I got that even money. If you listen to the Stay Green podcast with Todd Furman and I, that was our bet. Larson over Hamlin. I like Larson. He has track position. Here's where we didn't see long enough runs to see the major fall off. We saw like 20 lap runs, which was gonna see longer runs on that today. I think Big Ross. Wait, Larson's gonna be fast. I know. It's a shocker. Okay. Chase Elliott. I think Chase Elliott qualified well, and I think he's going to fall off, and I faded him. I don't know what else to say. Is there an argument for Chase? He's never finished in the top 10 in this car. Yes, he finally qualified well, but there was a lot of fall off. I don't think he's going to be good. If Chase loses track position, he'll never get it back. That's a great way to look at a lot of these drivers or people you play in matchups. If the driver you bet on in matchups, if they lose track position, can they get it back? That's kind of a requirement. And I don't think Elliott has that kind of car. Now, could he stay up there and kind of hang around the top 10 all day? Sure. I do think that. But I don't think he can recover if he loses track position. Ty Gibbs, I'm not sure. I'm not sure Ty Gibbs. Would I play Blaney versus Logano? Nah, I wouldn't play Blaney over Logano. Ty Gibbs. He was good on the short run, I don't think, but that's it. Ty Gibbs top 5 is 7 to 1 on FanDuel. I like Denny over Chase, yes. Well, is someone calling me? I don't think Ty Gibbs is gonna be good. Yeah. Yes. Breaking news. You get pit stall priority here. But Joey Logano lost his. So Joey Logano does not have the first pit stall. That'll be William Byron. Yeah, I'm not a Gibbs guy this week. If anything, I'm fading Gibbs. I'm fading Gibbs. I would not. I have nothing on nor against Truex. I wouldn't go there. Chris Bell. What do we think about Chris Bell? I want to know in the comments. Show me in the comments what you think about Chris Bell today. Kicked everyone's ass here in the spring. What do we think about Chris Bell? I mean, here's what I think. Oh, yeah, Chris Bell is pissed. I'm sure he's mad. Yeah. I'm talking. What about his car in practice? Does anybody have an idea about that? Not the same car in the spring. In the spring, you could go, oh, that's the fastest car. Today, if practice is indicative of how he will be in the race, he's not good. Okay? He's not good. If practice is indicative of the race, like, and you go back to the spring, there was no chance he was losing. I think you wait on Bell. Like, I know Bell is difficult. Nigel, you have a massive Bell bias that I'm starting to see. Like your Brian Twining, Tyler Reddick is showing. So I'm not fading Chris Bell. I just don't think he's as good as he was in the spring. Yeah. So when that happens, he doesn't look like he's going to pass anybody. He doesn't look like, yeah, Kyle, same with you. Your red dog is showing. I don't think Chris Bell is going to be that good. I think the car behind him and William Byron's going to blow by his ass real quick. Now, could Chris Bell be good on the very long run? Yeah, maybe. Maybe. He could. But William Byron looked really good. William Byron is one of those drivers that not only looked good in, he's in the championship 4, but it was also very strong in practice. Very strong in practice. Harrison Burton, I don't know how the hell what is going on? Like, what is going on? How does Harrison Burton get fast all of a sudden? I think he's going to fade. I have nothing on him nor against him. Do not lay a bunch of juice on Harrison Burton. Remember, we're going back to this, this thing where if you can't regain your track position, don't bet on anyone. Don't bet on anyone in matchups. Do not lay a price on Harrison Burton. Could he finish well? Yes, absolutely. Long run, are you going to make money laying juice with Harrison Burton? Yes, you will. Absolutely. Yeah, Penske. There you go. Tyler Reddick. Was Tyler Reddick bad in practice? Yes. Was he bad in practice? Are we seeing some elevated prices on him? Yes. Can Tyler Reddick win the championship and win the race? Yes. Yes, he can. Yes. Tyler Reddick can win the race and win the championship. Do I have anything on him? Nope. I don't. I don't know how he gets there, but I think he can. I just don't see Reddick disappearing. I see Reddick making a mistake potentially, getting into the wall, blowing a tire. I don't know that his number is wrong, Kyle, but I just think he's going to show up a little bit. That's what I think. That's just a terrible explanation. JGR help Reddick out? Absolutely, they're going to help Reddick out. Absolutely. I think just Toyotas in general. Toyota, I don't know how. But the Toyota's long run speed, I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know who has long run speed. Yeah, you have to ignore everything from Kyle, Robert, and Brian Twining when it comes to Red Dog. We know this. Nigel, same thing about Chris Bell. So let's just get that out of the way. Yeah, the top 5 number on Red Dog. Don't hate. Don't hate that. Austin Cindric, Short run speed, yeah, of course. Could he finish in the top 10? Maybe. He's been running well. Long run speed, I just don't think he's there. I don't know if you like Cindric. I think there's some plus 350 top 10 if you really want to get squirrely. Chase Briscoe, I thought he was going to be better. Good short run speed ish. I don't know. I don't mind people backing Briscoe. This is a good track for him. If you're backing Briscoe, I don't hate it. If you're fading Briscoe, it better be with a good driver. Because I don't think he doesn't necessarily practice well here. I remember fading him in the past and then him just kind of running solidly in the top 5 all day. I think he could just kind of run solidly in the top 10 all day long. Reddick has never won at a short track. This is not going to be the race where he overcomes that. You know, they used to say that about Martin Truex Jr., and he kicked the dog shit out of everybody on every short track for multiple years. So they're good until they're not good. So just because you're bitter about Chris Bell does not mean Tyler Reddick can't go win a championship, okay? We've seen Ryan Newman not win a race all year, finish second in the championship standings at Homestead. Justin Haley qualified really well, but practice was not good. That's a good point. Billy Scott is not Cole Pern, though. I agree with that. That is a great point. Drake, if I were running that Around the Horn show, I would be giving you points. That's a great point. But Billy Scott also got him into the playoffs, got him into the championship. Is there something he can do? Unfortunately, he's up against Paul Wolfe. So as much as you want to hate on Billy Scott, that he's not Cole Pern, I agree. He also got him the win at Homestead. Let's see. Justin Haley. Justin was, yeah, I agree. His practice was not there. Qualifying was okay, great, but man, practice was iffy at best. At least one guy, Spire guy, qualifies well. I agree. Denny Hamlin. Denny was damn good. Denny was damn good. I don't know. Does he get up there and be racy? I don't know where his head's at. Yeah, I agree that it was Reddick's talent in the end. I agree. But Billy Scott's strategy won him the race. Like, he doesn't even have the opportunity to win without that. So if he was so talented at Homestead, how come he didn't lead a bunch of laps and just blow everybody's doors off? Yeah, that Denny, I think, yeah, maybe Denny has a chip on his shoulder. I don't think Denny does. He was good on the long run. Carson Hocevar, again, he's a guy that I cannot. What did gambled on a yellow and got it? Yeah, I understand. Yeah, Denny was very even keeled in his presser. I just think Denny's going to be good. If you like Denny in any way, you have my blessing to go make that play. Carson Hocevar, I don't know this kid. He's either a guy that DNFs or somehow is shockingly running in the top 10. I don't hate betting on Carson Hocevar or betting against him. That's all. I don't know. Yeah, Hocevar's been good in this package. I don't know. Yeah, I agree. Hamlin over Larson. I don't like that. I'm on the other side of that at even money. But the plus side isn't terrible either. Yeah, the 77 could be a caution or run in the top 10. I agree. Alex Bowman, good on long run, bad on short run. I don't know that he can kind of hold on to his position. I don't see him driving through the field. I do not see Alex Bowman driving through the field. So that's where I'm at. Does anybody have any feel on Bowman? I don't know. I just think he'll be decent. Ryan Blaney. I gotta be careful about what I say here. You guys even want me to talk about Ryan Blaney? Should I just say like he ain't winning and then move on? I feel like everyone in here is so heavily invested on Blaney that he's just worth too much for us. He can't win. Blaney can't win this race. I mean, he can't. There's no way Blaney goes out there and does exactly what he needs to do. He was so bad in practice. He wasn't the fastest car. So I think we just move on. Yeah, I'm not going to say he was the worst car. He just can't. He's not winning. It wasn't the best car. Donkey. He's a donkey. Yeah. I said that last week. So I think we're all very clear on where I stand with Ryan Blaney. John Hunter Nemechek was it's a good qualifying for him. I just think he's going to fade. Same with Eric Jones, another decent qualifying relative to some of the cars behind him. And I have nothing on these guys. Nemechek, Eric Jones, Corey LaJoie. Gregson was okay, and he runs okay here. I think Gregson could be okay. I don't mind people liking him here. Hemrick, I got nothing. Jimmy Johnson. Does he finish in the top 30? Does Johnson honestly finish in the top 30? I don't know. I don't think so. He's slower than everyone in front of him and behind him. Gregson top 10? Ooh, I do not think that. What price? Now we're getting to drivers I think that were pretty good. Like Chris Buescher was pretty good. I kind of like Chris Buescher today. I like Chris Buescher today. Yeah, 17 over 54. Okay. Yeah, I don't hate that. It's just, Ty just needs to slip up a little bit. I just think Buescher's going to be good. I don't remember, where does he start? Gosh, McDowell, Boygie Joe. How do you pronounce that? I would talk about Michael McDowell if he qualified better. I'd talk about him sooner. You know how this goes. We do it every week. He qualified terrible, so I talk about him at the end. That's the punishment. So Connor, and then he worked his way up, didn't he? Yeah, I think that Buescher's going to be good too. I might try to find a way to fit him on my card. Bao-G Joe. Bao-G Joe. Okay, Bao-G Joe. You're in timeout because you know how this goes. If he'd qualified better, I'd be talking about him sooner. But I think Chris Buescher is going to be strong. He was good in practice, not great, but if he could just methodically work his way up there. Greg says 9-1 for a top 10. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think so. Balance late in the run. I see it too. Kyle Busch was kind of the same. I want to fade Kyle just because he's looked like this kind of all the time. And when, I don't know, Kyle's just, he's done. I agree. Yeah, I like that Buescher over Kyle as well. Buescher 3-1 for a top 10 could be there. Could be there. Okay, drink your beer in timeout. Okay, let me know when you finish your beer. When you finish your beer, you can come out of timeout. I don't want to see a tweet out of you. I don't want to see a comment out of you. Just finish your beer and then you can rejoin us. From now on, that's going to be penalty. I'm going to start issuing penalties. That's a great idea. I'm going to start issuing penalties. Dave, take a drink. That's a penalty for just being a smartass. Take a drink. And I'll let you know if I need to get some bets out on Bet365. Anyway, so I'm going to start issuing penalties, whether it could be a sip penalty, a drink penalty, or a full beer penalty. Bao-G Joe, full beer. Okay. Knaus. Derek Kraus, no. Brad Keselowski was trash. No, I don't have. Nope. I don't. Mini Wormy's not here. It's just I had to celebrate. Sorry, I had to. I had to celebrate. If I had sparkling wine, I would have. I would have had that. But let's continue on. Brad was shockingly bad. Shockingly bad. So I just can't get behind him. Do I think he could somehow steal track position? Maybe, but tires matter enough. I don't know. Yeah, that might be the worst bet you made. Brad top 10. He's gonna have to steal track position and get lucky. So he needs to get lucky to steal the track position. Then he needs to get lucky to keep it, and then maybe he can solidify it. I just do not see him driving through the field. Zane Smith, yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, I agree, Drake. McCall with a stinker. Yeah. Last day for his career. Hey, Bao G Joe, did you finish your beer? Otherwise, that comment's irrelevant. Mini Wormy gonna miss the worst? I don't think so. Gosh, your bell is showing. Okay. Bubba. I'm gonna skip Zane Smith. I don't think Zane's gonna be that good. Typically, long run fall off. He could get better throughout the race, but okay, good job. Bubba was kind of good, but can he get up there when Bubba starts this far back? He just, I don't know. I don't see him getting up there. Are you coming in? That's why I'm unemployed. Who's unemployed? I'm unemployable. Unemployable. Yeah. Want to fade Bubba? I don't know. He looked towards the end of practice. He was kind of good. He didn't run long run. Stenhouse was bad. Banned yourself. A mid-race stream asking for the community. Yeah, I'm not going to do a mid-race stream. I panic and stress too much. What was the thing? People don't like watching races with me. I don't want to say there's a lot of yelling, but there's some. To be honest, I'm more unhappy with pit calls and strategy than I am anything else. No, there's probably not going to be a play on bet the board. But I mean, I'm fading Chase Elliott. I'll just leave it at that. Post race send off, maybe we can do that. I'd like to do a post race show eventually. I think before and after the race. Todd Gilliland, I thought he'd be better. Todd was not that good. I thought Gilliland would be better. He was trash. Ryan Preece, I thought he'd be better. He was trash. Daniel Suarez, I thought he'd be better. He was trash. Michael McDowell, I don't know why everyone wants to talk about McDowell because it's at Phoenix. Can someone tell me why I'm talking about Michael McDowell right now? Briscoe over Tyrone. I don't hate that. I don't hate Briscoe over Tyrone. Barry. Well, we're not quite to Barry. I think actually Barry's going to be good. Why am I supposed to talk about McDowell? I know that Dave is just trolling me by saying he likes McDowell. He had a 1-drink penalty. If he doesn't come up with a good reason, he has another drink penalty. Just a sip, not a full beer. But if Bao G, whatever the hell his name is, why am I talking about Michael McDowell? Yeah, Preece will probably run better. Is McDowell a Penske car? I mean, I know that they're like more of a tier 1 team, but I don't think that matters. He did not look that fast. Okay. Yeah. Carson, Gregson, Dylan, McDowell plus 300. I don't think so. Yeah, I agree. Briscoe over Bowman. That if you take Briscoe over Bowman, you are just saying that Briscoe is going to run better than he practiced, and his history here is good. Okay, that's the bet there. If you're going to take that, I can't believe you went up against the Panthers. Go Fast Troy says, I can't believe you went up against the Panthers game. You probably lost hundreds of viewers. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. And Austin Dillon was not good. JJ Elliott and Chad Fincham. Do you guys want me to talk about him? Yeah. Derek says saying McDowell is a Penske car is like saying Hemrick is HMS. I would agree with that. I would agree. Do you guys want me to talk about Chad Fincham now? Or do you want me to talk about Jeb Burton? I guess I'll talk about Josh Berry. You know what? He looked decent in practice. Good on the long run. Short, like, he's going to race better than where he qualified. I know that. But he's also not a guy that just carves through the field. He did it at Richmond on rain tires once. Dave, take a drink. That's not worth it. That was a fail. Take a drink. How about Gibbs in a group with Elliott, Ross, and Denny? Oh, no. There's Gibbs in a group. Who do you like in that group? In Charlotte, Panthers on TV, watching y'all on a phone. Wife at trampoline park with kids. Glorious Sunday. Nice. Glad to have you here, James. Okay, top 10. Marty, Logano, Chastain, Larson, Bell, Byron, Reddick, Denny, Blaney, Busher? Let's do that again, just so we're clear. Because I do this on the fly, right? I don't have like my two. I like doing this because I talk it out. Like that's part of why I do it. So cheers to you guys for listening to me figure out what I think is going to happen in this race. Whew, I'm like drunk after half a glass of champagne. Truex, Logano, Chastain, Larson, Bell, Byron, Reddick, Hamlin, Blaney, and I'm going to say Chris Buescher, but I could go Chase Briscoe. You spelled your wrong. You're an angry drunk. Are we clear now on top 10? All I want is Marty. Well, too bad. I think Marty can win. Top Toyota, I'd give him. I don't even think Blaney's racing today. Like, I don't think he can win. Just can't win. So I guess I'm going to go. My pick today, I'm going to go again with a not winner. And Ryan Blaney can't win this race. He can't do it. He can't win the championship. So that's it. What other questions do you guys have? Other than Blaney has no shot. Let's see here. People messaging me odds. Didn't want that 30-1 anyway. Larson, Bell, Truex, Chastain, Stocking. Yeah, probably. Okay, am I hedging with Blaney? This is a good question. Since he has no shot, I'm actually not hedging with Blaney still. I have not hedged. I am not in Phoenix anymore. I live in Canada now. I live in Vancouver, so not at the race. Unfortunately, I didn't make it to one race this year. It's kind of a bummer. But we all need to go next year. I think the races I'm going to so far will be maybe Phoenix in the spring. Homestead. We all got to go to Homestead. I bet Blaney before Homestead. Come to Iowa? Maybe. Where would I fly into? But I think Homestead is where we all need to go, because here's my thought process in Homestead. If we can get enough people from Twitter, even if it's whatever, and we just do a ton of great content about how great Homestead is, maybe we start to pack the stands over a few years, and maybe we end up with 2 races. Oh, Ross, Texas. You could not pay me to go to Texas. That race is trash. I can't stand it. Vegas, I've been to Vegas a bunch. But I think Homestead is where we go. Like, we all have to go to Homestead. And then I think Martinsville in the fall, that looked awesome last week. Kind of finishing under the lights. I think that was awesome. The track I want to go to the most, I think, just based on racing, is Dover. Dover, I think, would be one of the races, the tracks I just want to see. I want to see how it's the same length as Phoenix and they run 4 seconds faster. Yeah, I'd like to see that. Yeah, lots of Iowans. Kansas is a good one. Casinos in Dover. Could you imagine if we just did a community bet like at Dover, like a Larson, or and we just crush the casino? We just all go up there at one time, or just do a bunch of like $50 bets, like hundreds of $50 bets. I think that'd be great. And just crush them. Casino near Iowa Speedway. Okay. Drunk as Hull. That's a great name. Yeah, group meetup would be great. Bristol night race is another one. Yeah. Legal gambling and casino at the track. Ooh, Chris Bell or Chris Busher. Is it Chris? I'm guessing Chris Busher over Gibbs. I think you need a little bad luck for Gibbs. I don't know that Busher can just race past him. Hotels for Bristol suck. Yeah, that might be. Maybe you can camp. I'm not camping. Maybe glamp. Do all 36 races. I'd love to. At some point in my life, I would like to do all 36 races in a year. America's 250th party fair in Iowa. Okay. Briscoe top 10 plus 285. I think you have to bet that, don't you? Go fast, Troy. Yeah. Well, I'm working on it. I know. Well, it's in the works, Ryan. I'm aware of having a kid. Imagine content from all 36 races, all 36 tracks, where to go, where to eat, what bars to go to. I think we could probably find some sponsors for that. I'm sure Camping World would help out. You get content for truck races, Xfinity races, every track, where to take kids. I don't know. You're a smart guy, Ryan. You went to Northwestern. I think all 36 races is definitely in play for me in the next coming years. I just think it'd be awesome to be on the road and just see what it's like, How did you get into NASCAR betting? How did you determine it was your living? Well, when I got into NASCAR betting like 13 or 14 years ago. And I just lived with a guy. I didn't bet on anything. I wouldn't bet on anything. And I lived with him, and he was betting on everything. And he would win in NASCAR, and I was like, well, I'll just kind of keep betting that, and did it with him for a while, and then decided to do it on my own for a little bit. Kind of jumped around between jobs. And then once it became legal, it's like, well, I guess I don't need to work that much anymore. And, but it was just me alone. I didn't have a family. And yeah, I sold a service for a little bit. That was good until everyone got banned, right? So you sell picks, and then everyone gets banned like 6 weeks into the season, and then they get pissed, right? So now I don't give out picks really anymore. I just do it for myself. Um, Set up just partnerships with people, a lot of them through Twitter, that kind of help me bet a little bit. So yeah, but now I got a family. I got to make sure and this year was not as good as last year. This is the first year that I haven't done as well as last year, but I also had huge races early in the season. Huge races. I mean, the first 6 weeks of the season last year, it was a money printing factory. So this year's a little different, more of a grind. I will say this. Some of the races this year, if you look at, gosh, I had a ton on, just trying to think off the top of my head, a ton on Larson at Iowa, but protected with Blaney and Bell. A ton on Hamlin at Nashville, but had Logano. A ton on Bell at Vegas, but also had Logano. Just the protections have been so good. You know, Busher at Kansas, like Busher was huge at Kansas, but I had Larson. You know, there's been a lot of races where it could have really been good. Like Homestead had a ton on Blaney, but I had Reddick. You know, I had a ton on Bell and Blaney at Gateway, but also had Cindric. You know, so if like Cindric, I know for a lot of people was a big win, like Jacob, who bet way too much on Cindric. You know, I still have like these, you know, had those guys not come in, protecting with those guys, just taking value at some point in the week allowed me to just have a good year and not a great year. Like I get to keep playing. I get to keep doing this again next year. You know, we'll see what happens. So, yeah, I would say this too, Big Ross, is that the last couple of weeks have been really good for me as well. How do you protect? I think it's just really important that you're still betting guys you think can win the race. So look, protection today would look like, even though Blaney can't win, you need to have him somehow in your portfolio. But other guys can win this race. The other guys that can win this race that are not in the playoffs are Martin Truex Jr., Denny Hamlin, I think can win this race. I think Kyle Larson, if he gets out front, is going to be hard to pass. And you're getting decent odds on those guys. I'm not saying they need to be big winners. Those are not your horses. Your horses should be other people. I actually think this is a terrible race to be talking about this. We can talk about this in the future at some point. But, you know, if you just go back a few weeks, my horse at Vegas was Blaney, I think. I can't remember. I think it was Blaney. He wrecked out. Or no, Vegas, excuse me, it was Bell. It was Bell. But I protected with guys I thought were going to be fine. And then it's just break even, make a little bit of money, or break even. So Bell, obviously great at Vegas. My biggest horse at Homestead was Blaney, but I protected with other guys. Like I got Reddick at 7-1 kind of rate when things opened. So, but just not much, you know, enough to make a crumb on the weekend. And then my biggest horse was Martinsville, was Blaney. But if it wasn't going to be Blaney, it was going to be, I would have had a ton on Chase Elliott. If Blaney had won at Homestead, then I pound Chase Elliott. So do I layer positional bets for protection? I kind of look at my race card is I still want to get the outright winner. That's how you make good money in this sport, especially if you can't get much down on matchups. Like I used to be able to bet a lot more on matchups, so where if I only needed to be like +3 units in matchups a month to like be fine. Now, since I've been limited so much, I kind of got to hit the outrights. So I've concentrated more this year on outrights, and I've done much better. My ROI is a little better than last year, but last year I made more money just because I was able to get more money out, more money down. So I don't know if that helps. Maybe we have to have a live conversation about this at some point, because it's just different. And maybe we can talk. Hopefully we talk about it at Homestead in March. Yeah, getting limited sucks. It's why that's the hardest part. And I think that's what people are realizing. You see a lot of people posting about how much they're winning on social media. And I don't think that helps, by the way. I don't think I don't think posting how much you win or how much people in your service are making money. I think long run that only hurts you. That's why I don't do it. Like after races, I'm pretty silent. I'm pretty silent. Um, so, and the goal is to do this as long as possible. And so for me, I had to stop my Discord just because people were winning, and I was getting limited so much that the money I was making every month, I was able to bet less because they were linking my account with other accounts. And so it's just, I don't know. It's tough. It's tough. It's harder to get down and bet money than it is to win. I think everyone on here, I'm fairly confident wins. Can we all say that? Is that a thing? Everyone on here wins. I think so. I would trust anybody on here if they really like to bet and they had a great explanation. I would hope I'd change my mind. I mean, there's been once almost every race I've pulled a bet from here. So, yeah, once they catch on, it's impossible. And by the way, if you don't know all the people on your service, odds makers subscribe to that. They're not idiots. So you have to know everyone. Yeah, RB baseball. Yeah, of course. So, well, Nigel, I appreciate that. I mean, the whole goal of this has always been to just have a conversation, to facilitate a conversation about NASCAR betting. But it also helps me. I mean, I do this selfishly. This is something I enjoy doing. And I feel like the people that I need to talk to here, like obviously I have conversations with Todd, I have conversations with Derek, and there's a few people that have my number that I talk to about every race. But for the most part, I rely on this to kind of bounce ideas off of. I do think that I understand practice as good as anybody. And along with a lot of the people on here that do a good job of understanding stats and data and history, I think we got a pretty good hive mind mentality here where everyone benefits equally. So let's see. What do we got? Big Rod kind of experience. Yeah, I mean, it is great. Like it's crazy that the same people are in here. I mean, I see the same people week in and week out, and because of that, you begin to trust them when they're right over and over and over again. So, yeah, the radio is good for bets. Yeah, the radio is good. Positional bets, it depends. Like, so a lot of times people ask me questions. They'll say like, well, do you bet on guys to win the race or do you like matchups? Today, I don't have anybody to win the race. I have 0. I have 4 matchups. So, that's just based on odds. Like so many times, you get people, and I'm sure that you have this. When I bet NASCAR, I make a little bit of money. I'm pretty sure you get like, well, who's going to win on Sunday? Well, who is going to win or what's the best bet? Those are 2 different things. So, I enjoy this. I appreciate everybody tuning in. Yeah, Blaney's not winning. Is there a minimum number on an outright that you require? Okay, so James, this is a question. Gosh, I could talk about this for a while. Okay, it depends on how much you beat the market and how much that person the better your initial read early in the week. So, for example, I had Bell at 8-1 at Vegas for a decent chunk. And he went down to like 4-1 or 3.5-1 before the race went off, I think, something like this. And I had more outrights because I had beaten the market so much. So I wanted to protect with more guys, right? And then you have stuff like last week where I don't think I had anything before practice and qualifying. I had nothing. I missed Chase Elliott. Had I gotten Chase Elliott at 10, I probably would have taken that. But then you would bet more guys. So, and then there's weeks like at Homestead where you get the early value. So I just knew that Reddick was going to qualify well. I knew Bell was going to qualify well. And I knew that the market was going to change. So that's why I took Bell at 8 right away. And I took Reddick at 7 right away, just for protection, right? That was protection. I didn't know who's going to win the race. But then Blaney reopened at 16, and I thought he was going to be good enough to win the race. Well, now, since I've already beaten the market with the 45 and the 20, I can go ahead and go pretty damn big on on Blaney at 16 because I've already reduced the casino hold on the futures market. So I don't know if that makes sense. NASCAR scanners are free today. Nice. James, I hope that kind of answers your question, but it depends. It all depends on the odds. So today I have no outrights. Yeah, this is great. And the crazy thing is I just know that everyone's going to show up. Like how many weeks? Everyone, Brian, Big Ross, Cygnus, Jacob. I don't know how many, like everyone's on here every week. Drake, you've been on here a lot. James, I know I've seen your name before. Connor, you're always on here. Nigel, Ross, Anderson. There's so many people that are on here every week. I think it's great. And I think it's great to have like a community of people that I know there's other nerds that are talking about NASCAR, and I love it. So I appreciate everybody. Oh, NASCAR guy. Yep, you're on here. Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to think of the other people that are on here all the time, like make a comment. Yeah, exactly. Or same thing for me. You know, if all of a sudden the pre-race poll, unless you see a tweet or something, there's a problem. Oh yeah, Bao G Joe. Oh, Derek Yoder's on here. There's just so many people week in and week out that are on this that I know that I can count on to show up. So, yeah, Oven. Yep, seeing you on here. It's just nice to know there's other NASCAR nerds out there that care. And so, all right, well, Connor, everybody, cheers. Blaney can't win. He ain't winning this thing, and we're certainly not getting a couch today. So, bow like row. Bo? Well, Bo is just Bo. Ryan, you're on here. Yeah, Mark F. Yep, all the boys. Yeah. Well, do you really think that Bo like row? Am I wrong to think that that's bow? Am I stupid? Yep, Keith. Yeah, you're on here every week. So, all right. Cheers, everybody. If I missed you, oh yeah, Go Fast Troy's on here. Andrew's on here. Michael Phelps is with Reddick. That's not. Who cares? Okoboji, Iowa. Gotcha. Yeah, Lake Okoboji. My buddy's got a place on that lake. All right. We'll see you guys later. Cheers.